Hey guys, Kevin here, and in the past few days we've been making videos based on a whole bunch of lessons that we've shared on the website, on the Facebook page, and on the YouTube channel. So we have a lot of lessons for people who are interested in getting hired in the call center. And if you haven't already, you can visit callcentertrainingtips.com. It's callcentertrainingtips.com, and it has over 200 lessons on how to get hired in the call center, how to get regularized, how to pass your training, how to increase your call center income, like how to get more of that call center money in the form of incentives, bonuses, commissions, how to make sure that all that goes to your ATM and into your wallet. We also have lessons on how to grow yourself as a person. And if you're interested in all that, you can go to callcentertrainingtips.com. And also, when you get the chance, if you haven't already, like us on Facebook. Alright? I am wearing a Facebook t-shirt. Anyway, so lesson I'm going to share today is how to get rewarded for your skills. So if you've seen the last video or you read the previous lesson, I told the story about my first job and the training session that I've had, and we learned that performers pay no performers get paid and observers pay. So if you're the type of person that performs in your job very well, you get paid. And if you're an observer, you're the type of person na nanonood ka lang, you just watch people do the work and you're not doing anything, you're gonna pay. Magbabayad ka in Tagalog. Diba? So, when I heard that, I get it, I get the value, but deep inside, I have an objection to it. My objection is more like an excuse. My first big excuse is, people who perform have skills. And if you don't have skills, you can't perform, right? Diba? And then before I said anything, syempre medyo mahihain nga ako. I don't usually say my objections. Especially if, diba, trainer yun eh, and I just got hired for a job. So, what the trainer did, hindi ko alam kung nabasa niya yung iniisip ko, but he wrote on the board, diba, ang palusot ko kasi, people who perform have skills. So, I can't be a performer all the time kasi maybe I have the skill, maybe I don't. But the performer, di ko alam kung or maybe yun yung natural reaction talaga ng mga tao. Kasi you see the picture, performer ka, tapos i-compare ka sa crowd. Ano bang alam ko sa music? Hindi naman ako marunong kumanta, hindi naman ako marunong mag-bass guitar or mag-guitar. Hindi ako marunong mag-drums. So, yeah, they deserve to get paid. And paano ako? So, I'm just gonna pay for the rest of my life? The trainer wrote on the whiteboard, anything you need to know can be learned. So, hindi ko alam kung pwede ko. Teka lang. There you go. Kita mo ba? Anything you need to know can be learned. Alright? Okay? Low-tech tayo. Wala akong yung mga slide. Para mas mabilis, biyaan ako na lang. Harap ko na lang yung monitor sa camera. Kasi matagal pag in-edit tapos i-render pa. So, and then so what happened in here is the trainer asked us. So we were a class of like maybe 20 people. And he asked us how many of us knew how to draw. So out of 20 people, 3 people raised their hands. Alright? So, tatlo kami. So, ako, some guy, and some mommy na marunong mag-draw. And then, he asked us if we can draw Superman. So, kung hindi mo kilala, Superman. Um, so, I'm sure kilala mo si Superman. Teka lang, litan ko lang. So, he asked us if we can draw Superman. Only one person said yes. So, out of 20, only 3 people raised their hands, and then only one person said that he can draw Superman. Okay? And then, here's an interesting thing that happened. The trainer told the guy, sige, drawing mo nga si Superman, pakita mo sa amin. And then he started drawing on his notebook. The next thing is the trainer went to a person who doesn't know how to draw. Like someone na ano. So he asked the person, marunong ka mag-drawing? Hindi. So the guy has 0 drawing experience. Okay? And then what happened next is he called the trainee to the whiteboard. Tapos binigyan niya ng marker. And then, you can tell that the guy does not know how to draw. Kasi the way na hawakan niya yung pen, mali eh. Like, for someone who knows how to draw, hindi masyado maganda yung drawing ko, pero I know how to draw. He had the trainee go to the whiteboard. He gave him a marker. He asked the trainer, the trainee, they instructed the trainee to draw an egg. So, circle. And then a rectangle. And then a reverse triangle. Reverse triangle yung ganun. Parang instead na yung point nasa taas, yung point nasa baba, tapos yung dalawang point nasa taas. And then, he asked the trainee to draw a big S on the triangle, inside the triangle. And then he asked the guy to draw stick arms. So, yung lines lang. Legs. So, ganito. Hindi ko alam kung pwede. Try. Lagay ko lang. Okay, so, ko alam kung kita niya. So, ask the trainee to draw an egg. So, like this. Kita ba? Hindi, mukhang sensor. Looks better. You see the circle? And then the rectangle. And then the reverse triangle. And then the S. So he asked the trainee to like do his best and add some stick arms. And then stick legs. Right? And then just do his best, add some hair, some eyes, and the cape. So, pangit, no? Egg, rectangle, reverse triangle, stick arms, stick legs, eyes, and a cape. And put a smile. Nakalimutan ko rin lagay. So, yan, smiling. So, that. Superman. And then, the trainer asked us if the drawing resembled Superman in any way, kahit 1% lang. So, obviously, we all said yes. And then the trainer called the people who knew how to draw but didn't draw. Ako yun, tsaka yung mommy. So, myself included. And I felt ashamed. And then, so, yung guy na marunong mag-drawing, yung sinabi niya kaya niya i-drawing si Superman. Maganda yung drawing niya. As in, maganda. Parang Superman talaga sa comics. Alright? And then what happened next is, the most medyo life-changing para sa akin. For someone who's 18 years old, didn't know what kind of what kind of lessons I'm going to learn in the company training. So he gave the guy who drew Superman well on his notebook 200 pesos. So syempre ang saya kasi syempre it's my first job. I'm not used to receiving money from other people. So yeah, 200 pesos. And then he gave the guy who drew Superman on the whiteboard 300 pesos. Tandaan mo yan, the guy who knew how to draw, he got 200 pesos. The guy who didn't know how to draw, the guy who drew this stick figure egghead Superman, 300 pesos. Mas malaki. And then he also gave the people who knew how to draw but said can't draw Superman. So, me and yung mommy na isa, 0 pesos. Nothing. We didn't get anything. So, yung isa may 300, yung isa may 200. So, mukhang 500 lang yung budget niya. Pero, ito yung, hindi yun yung ito yung lesson doon. His next question is, what if there was a company and this company held an event? Everyone who submitted a drawing of Superman wins a prize. The best 5 people gets 10,000 pesos. And everyone who submits a good enough drawing of Superman gets 500 pesos. Diba? Now, if you want that 500 pesos, what will you do to get that 500 pesos? Diba? He asked us that. What if you want to make that 500 pesos, what are you gonna do? Right? Obviously, the answer is to practice it until you can do well. Right? Kasi, basta okay yung drawing ng Superman mo, acceptable yun, diba? Kahit hindi ka marunong humawak ng ballpen, you're gonna learn it. 500 pesos. And then, what if you want to earn that 10,000 pesos for that one single drawing of Superman? Obviously, you're gonna practice until you can do it well, and then practice some more until you get better. Everyone knows that. Everyone with common sense knows that. All you have to do is practice and practice some more until you get better. Diba? So, yeah. Look at the drawing. Stick figure. And then, he showed us the drawing on the whiteboard. The egg with a face, with a rectangular body, with an S and the stick hands, and the ugly hair, and the cape. So, yan, ganto. This is what day 1 of practice looks like. The trainer told us. So, that person who never knew how to draw, who never took some time to do some drawings, this is what the drawing looks like if you're day 1 practicing Superman. And then he asked the guy who drew on his notebook, how long have you been drawing? So, ang answer niya, since I was a kid. Pero Tagalog yun, in English ko lang. How old are you now? I asked the guy. The guy was 27 years old. And then the trainer asked him, so you have more or less 20 years of drawing experience. So, he passed around the drawing of Superman on the notebook. And obviously, wala akong kopya nun. Wala pang camera phone dati. But that's the idea. Maganda yung drawing niya ng Superman. Parang comics. He passed around the drawing of Superman on the notebook. And he said, this is what it looks like if you draw every day for 20 years. Sabi niya, this is what it looks like if you've been practicing for 20 years. Now, he posed us this challenge for 10,000 pesos. If you practiced every day for 20 years, can you do better than this drawing? Yung drawing na sa notebook na medyo magandang Superman. If you practiced every day for 20 years, All you have to do every day for 20 years is magdodrawing ka ng isang Superman. Can you beat this guy? Can you do better than this guy? And everyone said yes. Alright? Everyone said yes. Can you beat this guy? Can you do better? And then he wrote this quote on the board. Anything you know can be learned. So I shared this quote earlier. And then he wrote this next line. And any skill can be learned if you study and practice. And this is common sense, but people forget it. Diba? Ang first question is, usually sa interview is, marunong ka ba ng ganito? Paano kung hindi ka marunong? Paano ka matatanggap? Pag sinabi mong hindi, di wala. Tapos, bagsak ka na. But, if ang answer naman is hindi, it doesn't have to stop there. Well, I don't know. I don't know about it, but I can Google, right? I can find the answer. I can figure it out. Diba? I just give me a few hours and I'll read about it and I'll learn it, and I'm pretty sure that, like, if I go to an interview and whatever the interviewer asks me, like he wants me to share, sige, I'll figure it out. There's actually a second lesson here. So he called the attention of the people who knew how to draw but said can't draw Superman. So ako tsaka yung mommy. He asked us, if you knew that there was a prize, if there was money, would you have said yes, you knew how to draw Superman? Sabi ko, syempre, talking to me, kasi ako yung guy, and guy yung trainer. So, ako yung inuna niya. Like, if you knew that there was a prize, would you volunteer to draw Superman on the whiteboard? Like, if you knew na siya may 200 for drawing on his notebook, and if you knew na siya may 300 for drawing on the whiteboard, will you draw Superman on the whiteboard? And I said yes. So, and I even said, it's just a man with a cape and an S on his chest, right? And I'll get the 300 pesos. And then he said, the reason why these two guys got the reward was not just because of the skill. Alright? I'm trying to teach you a very important lesson here. It's not just because of the skill. It's also because they had confidence. Okay? The trainee who privately drew the good Superman on his notebook got paid less because he had a skill. He drew it on the notebook. The trainee who drew the egg Superman on the whiteboard in front of the crowd got paid a little more money because he had confidence. Okay? Kasi ginawa niya sa board. Ginawa niya in front of everyone. And that's the whole lesson of that drawing exercise. To advance, you need both skill and confidence. Because your confidence level matches your skill level. And you are the perfect example, sabi sa akin ng trainer. Diba? You knew how to draw a person. You knew how to draw a cape. You knew how to draw an S. Right? So you had a Superman drawing, but you didn't volunteer. You didn't volunteer because you're afraid na makikriticize ka. That's what the guy told me. Alright? And that was me, 18 years old. 18-year-old Kevin. So, ano lang ako dun? Quiet lang ako dun. I don't know what to say. He called the guy who was given 300 pesos. He let me touch the 300. He said, this is 300 pesos and it could be yours. Now it is his. Okay? Because you didn't get the money because you lack the confidence. Your lack of confidence stopped you for going after it. You could have volunteered. You could draw a person. You could draw, ewan ko, kahit hindi niya kamukha si Superman, lalagyan mo lang ng S and ng cape, you would have gotten this prize. But you didn't. Right? And I remember that lesson until today. This lesson stuck to me. So when someone gets paid a higher salary, I have no reason to complain. Because if someone gets paid more than me, that person either has more skills or more confidence, but chances are that person has both. Kasi if you have confidence but don't have the skills, ang tawag sa'yo scammer, and madidiscover ka rin eventually. But if you have the skills and you have the confidence, you obviously will have this thing called the track record. Alright? So, two things that you need to remember. Practice so you can build your skills. And number two, skills are only rewarded when you combine your skills with confidence. Okay? And that's it. That's the lesson. Diba? Skills are only rewarded when you combine it with confidence. When you go forward with what you have. Diba? And obviously, what you have shouldn't end as it is. What you have isn't permanent. You can learn new skills. You can pick up new skills. And this is an interesting thing. More than 10 years later, so after ng training, I encountered the drawings of Alex Ross. Alex Ross is one of my favorite comic book artists. I saw this posted on his social media page. So Alex Ross is known for, he's very popular for, teka lang, Google ko. Google ko yung mga images na kaya niyang gawin. He can draw comic book characters na mukha silang painting. It's like super realistic. Para siyang para siyang Mona Lisa na masterpiece, pero instead na yung mga hindi mo kilalang tao na nasa painting, mga superheroes. So super realistic niya. So like Superman, Captain America painting, very realistic. Kamot ako ng kamot, ang haba na ng ilong, ng buho ko sa ilong. Gugupit na ako. Anyway, so shinare niya to on Twitter. He has this photo. The photo on this side, hindi ko alam kung left or right eh. Hindi ako sure. Photo on this side is him, 7 years old. This is a drawing of him. Same drawing, 37 years old. Tama ba? 37. Matanda na si Alex Ross eh. So, yun. Comparison. Age 7 and age 37. Okay? So, anything, any skill that you learn, any skill that you give patience to, that you practice and you study, it will get better. What you can do will get better. In my personal experience, I'm an introvert. I'm very shy. Sobrang hindi ako marunong makipag-usap sa tao dati. I don't have any of those. Hindi ako extrovert. But right now, I share my thoughts on the internet, and I even have this video show na I share on Facebook and YouTube and all these, I have my own website. Who would have thought? And it's all practice. And if you go to my YouTube channel or my early Facebook videos, you'll see that I suck. Like, you'll see na puro as in walang almost every other word may para akong yung mga Pilipino na inaasar nila sa stand-up comedy na parang and right now I'm able to talk straight. Okay? And that's just practice. So look at what I do, not what I say. I say I have all these what do you call that? Ayun, may ako, no? Pero hindi na kasi yung dami ng dati. Right? I have all these videos, and imagine each video is an attempt, right? Each video is a practice session for me. So this video may siguro maybe a year later or 2 years later, wala na masyadong yung mga videos ko because I've had more practice. and you can have the same experience if you're willing to practice. Okay? So, anyway, lesson ends there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting the website. Thank you for following us on Facebook. If you need additional help, send us a message, send us your email address. We'll send you a reviewer and a bunch of free lessons. Thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel, and you have a great day ahead. Kung ano mang oras nandyan, you're watching this video. And yeah, this is Kevin, and bye-bye. Bye, guys.